Careblazer, I was working with one of the nicest men I have ever worked with. He's caring for his wife with dementia, and his wife is in a memory care facility. All he wanted to do was golf. Golfing was something he loved. And since his wife is in the memory care facility, he would visit her daily, but she did not like the fact that he wanted to golf. And anytime he mentioned it, either that's what he was going to do or that's what he wanted to do, she would become very upset. I will tell you how in one meeting that no longer became an issue. That's what I want to share with you today, because if there are things that you want to do for yourself or just anything at all, but your loved one gets upset when you do it, this is something that can really help. It's also a video to show you that just because you think you can't do something right now doesn't mean you will not be able to do it forever. There can always be a way. There is always hope, even if you can't quite figure it out right now. For this gentleman, we were able to figure it out in one quick meeting. For other people, maybe it's going to take a little bit of time, but it's time worth taking. So let me share with you what happened. So we were in one of our regular Zoom discussions that we do inside of my care course, and he was a newer member at this time. And he shared, every time I want to go golfing, my wife gets really upset, but it's still important for me to visit her every day and I want to spend time with her. So as I've mentioned in previous videos, one of the best things you can do is if you notice something is making your loved one upset, the easiest thing actually that you could do when it's possible is to remove the trigger. So what's the trigger in this situation? For him, the trigger is golf. Whenever he mentions the word golf or wanting to golf, that triggers his wife. So step one is let's stop mentioning the word golf. Now, already in his day, he's not spending 24/7 with his wife in the care facility. His wife was actually on a dementia unit. He didn't live there. So since there is time when he is not with his wife, he can technically do whatever he does away from his wife. And his wife doesn't have to know. It's just that after, I don't know, I think they had been married for 60 years or something. He was in his late 80s. After you've been married that long and he's used to just sharing what he's going to do and sharing his day, he was just continuing on the habit of telling his wife what's going on. So we talked about, well, just remove that trigger and don't tell her that. It doesn't mean you can't golf. And so this is the message he sent me on our very next meeting. You can see it right here. He submitted it on one of the Zoom calls that we did as a direct message. And it's just lovely because it goes to show that it's not always things that you can do or things to do with your loved one with dementia. Sometimes it's all about what can you remove? What do you not need to say to get the thing that you want? Now, right now, I am sure you might be listening to this and thinking, that won't work in my situation, or how do I do it in this situation? And because I'm not working with you personally, if you're watching this video, if you're in the care course, bring it to a live Q&A. But because you're not likely, if you're watching this video here on YouTube, I really want you to ask yourself the question, is there a trigger I can remove? And before you answer no right away, I really want you to just ponder that question. Is there something, what really sets my loved one off? And how can I remove it? If you can't remove it, ask yourself, how can I change this slightly? Is there something here that I can just change a bit to see if it would work, to see if it would have an impact? And what I also want to point out in this gentleman's most beautiful response, you can see right here, is what he did when he showed up the next time. He brought his wife something that he knew his wife would love. So instead of her asking, where were you? Where have you been? What's going on? They got to talk about the lovely flowers. That's another bonus tip that's incredibly important. What are you doing to get ahead of the behavior, get ahead of what you anticipate will be the challenge? You don't even need to spend money like this Careblazer did. It doesn't have to be flowers. It could be a lovely card. It could be something you found around the house. It could be a photo on your phone that you thought they would like. Really be creative, but get in the habit of starting to ask yourself some of these important questions. I really hope this helps you. For this Careblazer, I love that he can spend time back on the golf course. He had not golfed. I can't remember exactly how long he told me he hadn't been golfing for, but he put away his golf clubs for a while since his wife was in the dementia care unit. He didn't need to, and now he isn't, and it's lovely. And the same can be true for you. I am sending you so much love. If you'd like to learn more about the care course, what it involves, if you're a good fit, there is a link on the bottom of this video that you can click on to learn more about it. I'm sending you all so much love. Bye. Also, Nico gets a belly rub for every person who subscribes from this video. So if you haven't already, click the red subscribe button. It's totally free, and Nico says thank you very much.